I was in Las Vegas last week for Summer League, and someone from KD's camp told me that Steph Curry was among the stars around the league who had reached out to KD to find out exactly what he was thinking. And the point being made that Steph was not opposed to KD in spite of the way things ended, KD coming back to the Warriors, that Steph's focus is purely on winning a fifth ring. And one of the motivations in winning a fifth ring is because it would give him one more than LeBron James. And Steph hasn't forgotten that 4 or 5 years ago that LeBron and Russell Westbrook and KD were among those who didn't really invite him to be at their table, their lunch table, if you will. And so there is a spirited rivalry there, and he would love to wind up with more rings potentially than LeBron. So there is all of that. Now, Steph has to know, as well as the Warriors, that making that deal is going to be rather difficult because Andrew Wiggins presumably would have to be in it to make the numbers work. I know that the Warriors love what Andrew Wiggins has become with them. And so there is throwing that in. And then if the Nets are to acquire Andrew Wiggins, it means that they would also have to move off of Ben Simmons because you can't have two players under a rookie salary extension. So there's a lot of hoops to jump through. But the point being made was Steph is simply looking for what's going to make me better? What's going to make us better? There's no concern about the way things ended. There's no conflict with KD as far as Steph is concerned. He's just looking for the best way possible to potentially win a fifth championship. And if it means KD coming back to the Bay Area, he would be welcome to that. I don't know that everybody in the Warriors organization is feeling that way, but I'm told that Steph is certainly open to it.
Yeah, and Rick, I was told by one source that KD actually would like to go back to Golden State. I don't know that I believe that. I find that hard to believe, but there are some rumblings about that. Obviously, if you're Golden State, you don't even think about doing this unless Kevin Durant is fully on board and wants to come back. But to your Steph point, I get it.
Agreed.
Steph is a made man. I see no downside for Steph. The only way Steph can bolster his top 10 all-time ranking or maybe move higher is to win more championships in Golden State as the leader of that team. Period. Now, he's got a better, it would be better if he won championships without Durant, but will he? We don't know that. It was great this year, but we don't know that he'll be able to do that once or twice more. With Durant, you almost certainly do it at least once more and maybe 2 or 3 times more. So Steph Curry, no one looks at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's last 2 or 3 rings when he was well past his prime and says, oh, Magic was the main guy on that team. Nobody looks at Dr. J's 1 ring in the NBA when Moses came there and really became the man on that team after Doc had failed to win in 3 finals appearances in the NBA. Nobody poo-poos that ring for Doc. All right, and so with Steph, it would just be, my gosh, he's got 5. He's got 6 or more rings, and that's all people would look at because he's already got the 2 without Durant, Nick. So I see no downside for this for Steph and understand why he would want this to happen.
Sure, I see no downside for Steph, and I have no idea what Kevin Durant wants. I think Kevin Durant at times struggles with what he wants. So let's assume Durant wants it and Steph wants it, and that the Steph can get Bob Myers and Steve Kerr and everyone on board with it. I personally still don't think this can happen because I do not think this is what Brooklyn wants. I don't think that when you survey the landscape and you're like, we're going to trade Kevin Durant with 4 years left on his deal, and the single best asset we get back is Jonathan Kuminga. That, to me, is a non-tenable situation. But rather than talk about the machinations of if it could happen, I want to ask Wilds a question. Because Wilds is big on, you know what I mean, just best bat. Give me all the best. Let's make one NBA team, the 92 Dream Team, make the rest of the league Angola, and it'll be great. So let's just take it to its furthest logical conclusion. And since Rick invoked LeBron's name here, I will do the same. LeBron, let's say Durant goes and they win the title because they're the defending champs, now they're two-time defending champs. LeBron is a free agent in 1 year. Would you endorse LeBron then joining them? League minimum. He's made all the money he needs. Hey, I got a year. I got to wait. No, I'm curious. Would that be cool to you? Would that be fun? Would that be good for basketball? LeBron joins them, and Steph, Katie, and LeBron, plus Clay and Draymond, that's your starting five. You down with that?
Well, I do have a policy on this show of not answering your trick questions that often put me in a logical vice. I will make an exception this time.
Okay.
The answer is yes. I think it would be wonderful. Because here's why. People vote with their eyeballs. So if you are at home saying, you know what, that would be the worst, I wouldn't like that at all. Also, when is opening night? When do the Warriors play? I'm going to watch every single game. How much is League Pass? Did it go up? Because I need to watch every Warriors game. It would be amazing. So yes, I think it would be great. And just, I'll throw it back to you in a second. And here's why. Remember when KD and Kyrie were like, we're artists? And everyone kind of rolled their eyes like, okay, guys. I took it at face value. It's like, that's interesting. When you view basketball as a combination of athletic prowess and decision-making, you're like, yeah, you're making decisions out there like an artist would. I have no issue with artists, great artists, teaming up with other great artists. Just like if Leonardo DiCaprio wants to work with Martin Scorsese.
You're going to drive me nuts.
Yeah, that creates the best art. Well, you ask me a question, you usually try to trick me, and then I stole the ball away from you. So I would like it.
And Draymond tried to make the point, nobody cares if all the best tech developers go to Google or go to Apple. And I understand the art comp to a degree. But here is what they are missing. And Brew, I know you will agree with me on this. Here's the difference. Those fields are not at their core about competition and about crowning a champion. That is the difference and what makes sports special. No one gives a damn if Apple has a monopoly on all the best engineers. They just want their iPhones to work. People do care if all of a sudden the NBA becomes European soccer, where it's like, wait, Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe are all on one team and nobody in their league can beat them, and maybe once a year at Champions League they'll face some competition. That's not good. It is not good for the spirit of competition. And while maybe Warriors ratings would be off the charts, but you know what wouldn't be? Every other game that is played. Every other game would feel meaningless.
Disagree.
Every other game would have a dearth of stars. And every other game would feel like, okay, who cares? The Mavs, they look nice. Yeah, good for them. They're just going to get waxed by the super team in Golden State. So I don't think it would be good for the league. And I don't think Brew comparing it to art works.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.